I like that now.
Thanks, Zara, girly.
It's cute.
Thanks, Queen. Okay.
Right. Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the pod.
Cheers.
Cheers. We're drinking White
We're
Claws.
drinking today.
It's a Saturday.
And we need it, to be quite honest with you. It's so hot outside, I can't.
I've just stopped sweating.
I have
been
this
sweating.
little makeshift fan, so if you see me with my little paper halfway through, it's because we're overheating. There's
Do you
a
know
big
what?
light
I'm
in
finally
here.
not eating. I've been sweating all day.
I wish I could say the same. I'm not.
No, it just haven't been good. How was your week?
So good. I'm just so like relaxed, I think, for the first time. I know everyone would have heard like the first 2 episodes I was saying I was really stressed out and like work was crazy and all this, but I feel like I'm finally chilling. Not like 100%, but a lot more chilling than what I was. How was your week?
No, we need a lot more about your week. You were at SZA. There's a lot that happened.
You're out with the fan already.
Like, I know.
I
You're like, I'm
know.
sweating. So I just, can you talk for 5 seconds?
So, so I went to SZA. Also, can I just, before we do this whole podcast, I'm literally on my period. So I have period brain right now. So I actually won't be able to speak properly.
It's okay. I'm ovulating, so I'm fine.
We're all hormonal in this bitch today. So I went to SZA on Wednesday with my friends, flew up in the morning, and I flew back the following morning really early, obviously, because I had work. And it was unbelievable, like so good. I got this outfit I was showing you beforehand that I was going to wear. It was like this 2-piece, but it was huge on me. Like the top was too big, the skirt was too big, but then I got the top in a size small and it was too tight. Like it just wasn't working out. So I ended up we went for dinner in Elephant and Castle, you know, in the Mason.
Yes.
Beforehand. We went there. And then afterwards, we went back to the hotel, had a drink in our hotel. I got changed because I was like, I will just not enjoy, and I want to enjoy SZA. Like, I want to be able to, like, dancing around, you know what I mean? And I was like, I just won't enjoy myself. So went back, changed. And while we were walking in, I was like, that's all her crew. Like, she's staying here. She has to be staying here.
What hotel are you staying in?
And the Gibson. And I kind of know this, that like if they're on tour with dancers and the band, they usually always stay in the Gibson.
Because that's across from...
Yeah, because it's across and it's
Yeah.
easier. And I think they must get like a cheaper rate or something. I'm not sure, but I just assume they do. Like, do you know what I mean? And we saw them. And I was like, guys, they have American accents. Like, they're fully SZA's crew, like, whatever. And we were walking through and like downstairs they said, oi, oi. And then one of our friends said back, oi. Well, we had just come out of the lift, but you could still see down to reception. And we were laughing, and one of them came up the lift and like shouted down the hall, what yo girls doing?
What's go?
I can't even do an American. What's go? What's go, shawty? It's me.
If someone said that,
literally, like, and I would have honestly been like, yo. But so we were just like standing there, and they were like, what are you doing? And we were like, oh, we're just having a drink before we go to the concert. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, you girls around later and all this.
your accent is phenomenal.
It's so bad, guys. I know. I feel like I'm offending any Americans that are honestly listening to this. But we were like, oh yeah, okay, whatever. But anyway, they'd taken our number.
Okay.
And we got in there, and the person who took our number wasn't working that night, but was backstage. So I was like, we need to get backstage to meet SZA. Like, we have to do this. This is the only way. Like, this is how it's supposed to happen. It's hot girl summer. We need to get back there. Like, and then they texted us afterwards, but we'd already gone into town. And then when we were in town, like, what me and my friend were like, oh, we're kind of tired. Would we go home? And we went home. And when we were getting in the lift, we saw the whole crew were like in the residence bar. So if we had just come back to the hotel afterwards and had a drink, we would have seen everyone. I know. I don't even know if she was out that night because she had a concert the next night.
But her crew were,
which was like 1 degree separation to me, really. But yeah, so we were going up the lift and we met like this, oh my God, this gorgeous girl in the lift. She was so stunning. Like, her fit was insane. Like, she had like this orange, I think it was like a dress or it was a top and a skirt. It was definitely a dress or a top and a skirt. It was unbelievable. And she had like these night shoes that were matching, like same orange, like.
So your vibe as well, like.
So my vibe, her hair, her makeup, everything. And I was like, sorry, you are absolutely stunning. Like, you look amazing. And she was just like, oh my God. And she was so nice. She was so our vibe, like so friendly. And then as we were coming out of the lift talking to her, another one of the crew members was going in the lift to go down. And he was like, hey girls, y'all coming down to party? And I was just like, no, I'm wrecked. I've got work in the morning. Thanks though.
What's wrong with you? Niamh, what is wrong? Like, Why didn't you
I
just be like,
know.
we'll go for one?
He was saying, oh, the after party's in, you might have to bleep this out, but
Oh my god, I have a story about there
yeah.
actually.
So he was like, oh, we're going if you want to come with us now. And
What
they were
time
all,
was this?
This was at like 1
Okay.
a.m. So obviously they'd booked for the place to be open
Yeah,
later. And we were like, oh no, like we're so tired, we're going to bed. And he was so nice. He was still trying to talk us into coming out and stuff. He was really, really kind. And then we went to bed and ordered.
He's a nice man, Savannah.
He's a good man, Savannah. So we went home then, like to the bedroom, and I ordered pizza. Like I'm such a homebody though. That's my.
See, I'd probably do the same.
Like when I woke
In
up.
theory, I'd like to think I wouldn't, but when you're
Yeah.
telling the story, I would be gone to the bed.
Yeah, I had to be in the airport at 6 a.m. the next day. That's all
Yeah,
I kept thinking. I was like,
no.
I literally have to be in the airport for 6, and I had a full day's of work ahead of me.
Yeah.
And like, if I don't, this is the thing. Like, it's so like good. Like, I love working for myself. I'm not complaining. But if I don't show up to work, nobody else is doing the work
where's
for me.
the bank? Where's the money coming
Where's
from?
the money? Like, do you know what I mean?
It's not happening.
So yeah, we went home, and it wasn't until I got in the car and I told my mum. My mum's like, what? She's like, Niamh, I'm so disappointed in you. Why didn't you go to the after party? You could have met her. I was like, well, it wasn't guaranteed was she going to be there. Like,
Or you could have met like someone who would have had a connection to her, or it would have. You could have done it for the podcast.
I
That
could
would
have
have
done it
been
for the
gorgeous.
podcast pop. I didn't, guys. So I'm ratting myself out here.
You did
apologising.
not do it for the plot,
I did not do it for the plot.
but other than that, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
I
Oh my
was so
god.
jealous.
It was so, I can't even explain. It was so good. Like we were all in there just like everyone around us was
It looked
such good
insane.
energy. Like nobody's pushing off each other, although it was like 100 degrees inside there. It was so hot.
I can't even imagine the
There was
sweat.
people like passing out up the front, and she kept having to stop it to get people out. Like it was insane. Like when we arrived at the hotel at like 3, there was people already queuing up to get to the top of the barricade. Like, which I don't even know why people are doing the 3.
I did that when I was younger, but I did it for Bruno
But
Mars.
I feel like you could move your way up, like, because people start fainting anyway. What's the point in being there from 3?
I did it for Bruno Mars.
Do you know
And
what?
I was barricade like.
It's so weird you say that about Bruno Mars, because I was just listening to one of his songs today, and I was thinking, I've never been a fan of him.
I was when I was. You're like, I actually don't like him.
I actually really don't like
No,
his
I
song.
went to him. I actually, do you know what? The night I was at Bruno Mars, I think I found out I was being cheated on. It was gorgeous.
Damn, so you don't listen
And then
to
I
his
found
music
out
anymore.
that Bruno Mars was like 5'6" or something.
He's 4'9".
He's tiny.
He's smaller, yeah, he's 4'9".
He's a short king. How do you feel about short kings?
I love a good short king me, but not that short. Like, please, come on. Because I'm
He's
5'7" and a half.
But like, I don't know, at the time, like, what year was this? This was I was probably 18, 19.
So would you have been as short as him? Because you're a tall girl, you're
No,
like me.
I've
We're
been
tall bitches.
5'7.5", right?
Are you 5'7.5" as well?
5'7.5". No,
Same. No, I swear on my life. And you know why I think this is crazy?
I think we were meant to be.
Meant to be. Do you know what? This is actually crazy, because when I was younger, because we were always the tallest, and even growing up, we always were the same height.
Me and Shun were just talking about how like I
I'd be
was
put in
seen
the
as
back
so
of the-
tall.
Yeah.
I'm 5'7". I'm not tall.
Literally.
Like I'm average height.
So I remember like when I was growing up, I used to tell, well, no, when I was like growing up, maybe I would have been like about 15, 16, this when you were like meet up with boys. I was telling people I was 5'10" because I thought I was so tall, because I was so much taller than my friends. And then all these boys were like, you're not 5'10", I'm 5'10". And I was like, no, buddy, you're not. I am 5'10", convinced, right? So then I dropped it down to 5'9", because I was like, maybe I am at 5'10", right?
Why were you just guessing your height?
I was gaslighting people about my height. I was
Gaslighting
making myself
yourself.
so much taller. Yeah, I was though. But then every time I went to the doctor, when the whole face thing happened, they had to like measure my height every time. And they were like, yeah, 5'7.5" on the dot.
I'm 5'7.5" as well. And mine,
That's crazy.
I figured out that the doctor because I was in first year.
That is crazy to
I was
me now.
13. I was 13 and my brother landed on my foot on the trampoline.
Oh.
So I was on crutches and I had like a sprained ankle. And the doctor told me when I was 13
Oh my god, that you're 5'7".
that I was done growing because the bones in my foot were fused together. So he was like, this is it. So I haven't grown
Since you were 13.
since I was 13.
Imagine
I've
if you
been
would
in
have
this-
been like 6 foot otherwise, if you'd kept growing.
So like my body has
Model,
like
but you're a model anyway. But like imagine you were like,
you're actually modelling.
you're actually a model anyway.
But I've been this height since first year.
That's
So I was
crazy.
this tall as like a 13-year-old and many years later.
I'm actually so shocked by the fact that we're the same height.
5.7.5.
Stand up, everyone!
Like big fat slay.
Do you know what's so funny actually when you said there about breaking your foot? Do you remember when I broke my arm in your back garden? Do you remember that? You don't remember this?
What happened to you?
It was your birthday.
Okay.
For anyone that doesn't know, me
I
and
was a
Rebecca grew up
birthday
on
girly.
the same street, like literally
did.
right across the road from each other.
Like our formative years
we're together. Yeah, which is so funny that we're doing this now. But I remember it was your birthday, and you had this really cool setup out. Yeah, your birthdays were always so good.
I was
to
a
be
birthday
fair.
person.
You still are, to be fair.
I do love a good birthday.
You love a good birthday, but there was like this little thing out near, I don't even know what to call it. It's like this obstacle course that was made, and I jumped up on one of the tables I don't think you were supposed to jump up on, and I fell down and I broke my elbow.
I think I could remember that slightly. Like it rings a bell, but I don't remember. But you remember.
I remember it. And then that was the last time I ever broke my arm, because I had broken it like very close together. So I'd broken it maybe like a year before, and then I'd broken it again.
I've never broke a bone.
And
touch wood.
Touch wood.
Yeah. No.
Touch fucking wood. It is painful. But yeah, isn't that so funny? When you said it there, I was like, that's so gas.
That's such a cute
memory.
I broke my bone at your birthday. Meant to be.
Fun memories.
They're so meant to be.
But sorry, how is Taste of Dublin? Fill me in, because we actually haven't recorded in like a week and a half.
Yeah, I feel like I wish honestly we were doing 2 episodes a week. Like it feels like so long
in between
each episode, and like to posting.
Yeah,
it feels really long, which I feel like is a good sign.
It is a good sign. We're really enjoying it, to be fair to us.
So the last day we recorded, I was going that evening.
Mm-hmm.
So I went, got to the airport, flight was delayed.
Oh my god,
the toilet wasn't working. This is so dramatic. This would only happen in Kerry Airport. Like we live in a small town, and there's like a small airport. Now the airport does fly international. Like,
can I just say as well, there's a lot of billionaires and millionaires flying in on private jets. Do you know how humbling it is getting off my Ryanair flight and just seeing them get off their little private jets, walking over to their little helicopter?
That's going to be us someday. We're going to have a pay attention jet.
Please God. But but it's so humbling, like getting up, seeing that, and I'm just like, oh my god, like me, like with my little carry-on priority boarding bag, like bringing it off. Like
I'm important too.
Do you know what? I actually paid priority.
I actually paid €9 for my window seat.
Literally. But sorry, so the toilet was not working.
The toilet, so there was 2 flights, one going to Dublin and one going to Alicante. So I got to the airport and I was like, why is it so busy? Like, it wasn't even that busy.
They can't handle
I was like, why is it so busy? So there's an evening flight to Alicante on a Friday.
Yeah.
So they were boarding the Dublin one. But, what? Are you the type of person that queues, or do you just wait till everyone and kind of go up at the end?
If I have priority, I will go, because I bring a big case and I need to get room for that case. I don't want to be like sitting close to the front and then having to go all the way back down to the back of the plane to get my thing. My dad has the same answer, So if I do, I will, but if I don't and I'm not priority, I'll just sit down and wait.
Everyone was queuing. And I was like, no, I'm not. Like, I was reading my book, I was having a great time. And next thing, there's like Chinese whispers and the Alicante flight, because there's only one gate, and or there's 2 gates, but it's in one room.
It's one room. It's not even like, it's crazy that they can fit that many people in one room.
It's actually mad. So the room was it was packed. The bar was packed, like everything. So next thing, there's an announcement the Alicante flight is delayed, and of course, straight away people find out it's because the toilet wasn't flushing.
That's crazy.
And I was like, that is so dramatic. But anyway, next thing, everyone's almost boarded the Dublin flight. I'm at the end. Like, I'm just getting up to get into the queue to keep moving.
Yeah.
And next thing, they stop the last few people boarding.
Yeah.
So they end up taking everyone off the Alicante flight, taking everyone off the Dublin flight and swapping.
Oh yeah, because you don't really need to go to the toilet going to the Dublin one.
No, we had to wait. So they were swapping the flights. So I just went to the bar and we got a €4 voucher. Thank you, Ryanair.
It's not even that good.
And you can't even use it on alcohol.
You can't use it on alcohol, yeah.
I got a bottle of water and a Star Bar, and I would never buy a Star Bar.
No, it
was actually really nice though.
My flight got delayed by 12 hours before by Ryanair, and they wouldn't even give us vouchers or swap me onto another flight. What? I missed a concert and everything. It was like.
Oh wait, I remember this. What concert?
I can't even talk about it. I can't even talk. To this day, I'm triggered. Like, I love him so much. And it pissed me off so much because I could have seen him that week in Manchester. But I was like, no, I'll wait for Dublin because me and my best friend love him.
Yeah.
So I was like, we'll wait and we'll go see him. Oh my God, I missed the whole concert. And what was worse is I arrived at the venue at the end, and I literally went to open the door and people started flooding out. I just couldn't experience.
you didn't have the European thing because Brexit.
No, I did because I was going into Dublin.
But so you got reimbursed.
Got it. So they said no. And I was like, I'm not taking that for an answer.
Dublin
Which I think a lot of people need to know this because, like, I didn't really know this either. But do you know that if Ryanair or any airline, like, reject your compensation thing, you're supposed to file a complaint with the AIG, I think it is? And they go through it and then they basically say, like, yes or no. And then Ryanair said they'll settle and give me my compensation. I got the money back.
Oh, well, that's great. Mm-hmm. That's amazing. I don't think a lot of people do those. Like, I'm very much so that way.
We know you are. iPhone gate, let's not even bring that back up again, fuck.
I just,
no one else I know would do that.
So many people said to me, they were like, what's wrong with you? I was like, do you think I'm paying €1,300 for a new iPhone?
No.
It was the first iPhone I ever bought with all my own money. Like, other ones I had, like, bill pay or, like, my parents or, like,
this is
privileged girl.
Like, full paid.
Whereas this one was like, I'm making money. I'm going to buy myself a brand new iPhone for Christmas. So it was the principle. And I'm not a Karen.
Yeah, you're not. There's a bit of hesitation there. You're not. It's just so funny.
A man, if my name was Richard, I would have got a new phone within a week.
I genuinely...
If my name was Richard.
Do you know what I find the funniest about all this? Is the fact that you went out of your way and found someone who works in Apple who's really high up's email.
Sorry, no, not someone who works in Apple. Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple.
Oh, well,
you can email him. You if you are having an issue with Apple, Tim Cook is known to answer his emails.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's how I got a result because I emailed Tim Cook. I went onto Reddit. I love Reddit for like answers. Reddit's great.
So funny.
Like
Reddit
the people of the internet have a lot of value to offer. Do you know what I mean?
They do.
Anyway, flight delayed. So funny. Oh, yeah. Flight delayed. So I got up to Dublin, taxi straight away to the girl's house because I was like, I'm not doing this public transport thing. No. Had a takeaway, had like the most wholesome Gorgina girls night.
Lovely.
Chatting around the table, got takeaway, chatting like deep thoughts about like dating. And it's so funny to have all their perspectives because you have like one girlie who's been like in a relationship since she was 20 and like engaged now. So then there's her perspective on anything. Then you have like a few single girlies who are like dating and actively going through the fucking trenches.
And it's rough out here.
It's rough out here.
It is rough.
So then you have that, and then you have like someone new in a relationship who has like been through a million shitty relationships and is now in this like new but like blossoming relationship, and she's like has these boundaries and knows what. So we had just so many like Gorgina chats,
just different perspectives.
It was great. Love that. We had like the vibes were immaculate, and then the next day, so that was just Friday night, and then Saturday morning, I was going anyway, and I said it to Alex, one of the girls. I was like, listen, I have my Botox at 12:30. I'm getting acai.
Oh, you got it. I saw your thing. I was laughing.
I literally have Alex's reaction on video. She was like, this is the best thing I have. Oh,
I really want to try it now. There was so many things we should go up to Dublin.
We should go to Dublin and have acai.
Watch it now. Like Rebecca would be like, come on, let's go to the pub. I'd be like, it's 10 o'clock.
No, we don't need to go to No, honestly, I would like
I'm like,
if we did a trip to Dublin, I would genuinely like get acai, go shopping, live our best, go back to the hotel, chill. Yeah. The issue is though, hotels in Dublin.
I know, it's so expensive.
I'm going on Thursday.
Where are you staying?
I haven't decided that yet. I was like, okay, if I'm staying in a hotel, I'm getting my lips done.
Oh yes, sorry. Oh, yeah. She literally.
My mom doesn't know this actually. But
yeah, you can cut this out. I'm actually so stupid. I literally knew the reason why you're going.
So I'm going to Dublin, and I was looking up hotels, and I was like, okay, if I'm staying in a hotel, I want it to be like a hotel.
Yeah.
And a lot of hotels,
I don't like cheaping out in hotels.
If you're staying in a hotel, stay in a hotel. Do you know what I mean? Like the cozy beds, everything. And this has become a trend. And I don't have, what's the thing where, I'm not claustrophobic, but I like space.
Yeah. You would have loved the room we got in the Gibson Inn. Huge. It was massive. You could have fit about 20 people in it. Yeah. Like, it was so big.
Whereas I stayed in a hotel before, the room was 12 meters squared.
Yeah, that's what it was like in London for a lot of those hotels, isn't
tiny,
it?
And I was on my own, and I was like, if I was with someone else here, I'd actually get the ick.
I hate that when you're elbowing them and stuff, and
like a hotel room's supposed to be. Anyway, so I was looking it up, and the average hotels.
Story actually after this about hotel rooms. But go on.
The average hotels were like €400 or €500.
Oh, are you on Booking.com?
For one night. The hotel I wanted to stay in, which is the Westin. It's like just off Grafton Street. It's actually a gorgeous hotel and like hotel vibes.
Why don't you ring and ask for a corporate rate?
729.
Why don't you ask for a corporate rate when you ring?
I will do that.
Just say that
I've never done that before in my entire life.
Yeah, no, you get a corporate rate in most places.
Just like, don't do that.
But
729 for one night. On a Thursday.
Crazy.
On
a Thursday night. I suppose it's summertime though, Rebecca.
Niamh, you can't check in until 3 p.m. You have to check out the next day at like
this
10.
Thursday coming.
Yeah, Thursday for one night.
Jesus.
Now I am being treated to it, so I could do the 729. But I don't, even if it's, I still don't want to do that.
That's crazy. No, I get you 100%. Okay, but first of all, I'm getting really freaked out recently because I've seen so many TikToks about you need to travel with the Travelock from people trying to get into your rooms. So I actually am just going to plug the Safe Yard here because I had her on my other podcast before, but she has a lot of safety like products for women, like between like the Safe Yard, which is like, you know, an alarm whistle, you know, you can get the things to test if your drink was spiked and stuff, and she has a Travelock, so I really must get one of them.
For a hotel room?
For a hotel room,
but can you not just...
No, because there's ways they can still get into it.
That's fucked. I've never thought about that in my life.
That's why I don't like cheaping out too much on hotels. I know, you know, budget and everything.
If I'm staying in a hotel, I'm staying in a hotel.
Yeah, but I also like to save up for it if I know, because I feel like, you know, just to know you have that peace of mind, that safety
that
there.
You're not going to get attacked, yeah.
Literally. But I remember the first, like, holiday, we'll say, I ever went on with a boyfriend. We went to this place and, like, the bathroom was, like, see-through, you know, the door.
Yes, I experienced that before in
and
Thailand.
Like, you know, when you're not at that like comfortable stage, I couldn't even pee without, like, I'm still the same, I get really bad pee shy, but like I couldn't pee without like the shower running. That's how like shy I was. I was like,
so did you have to leave the room when you were peeing?
Yeah, literally, like, and that was just like a pee, like I'd be so nervous, I'd be like, I can't pee, and then I just hold it, and then we're out for lunch or dinner, I'd go to like go wee. I was so nervous. And like showering, I was like, oh my god, what if he walks past me? And he was my boyfriend, like.
Went
so bad.
When you're in Thailand, it's like all of that.
No,
like all the rooms are like that. One morning, we were in Phi Phi.
I thought that was Fifi.
No, Phi Phi.
That's so funny. Phi Phi.
Phi Phi Island. So we were on Phi Phi Island and we went on the buckets.
Yeah.
Now, he can hold his drink. Like, he's 6'4", like... Anyway. We both blacked out.
Oh god.
And like, it's like very well and good you blacking out, but your boyfriend being like, we
also blacking out.
Both. Like, we were talking about the night the day after, and like I remember at one point he went into 7-Eleven and like lay on the floor because he was so hot to like cool down. So we ended up, the next day we were switching hotels in Phi Phi. So Phi Phi Island has like the more chill side with like couples and stuff.
Yeah.
And then it has like the crazy party side.
The party side, yeah.
So we stayed initially on the chill side, but then we also booked
the party side.
Party side also.
Was this after you'd gotten sick from the... Oh,
the day after.
we were moving hotels.
Niamh, I was vomiting, shitting, throwing up in this glass box.
Oh, I'd be getting sick.
The room was a mess. We hadn't packed. We had to check out. It was so hot. I was in such a bad way. We had to, Phi Phi has no cars.
Yeah.
So you have to walk with your fucking kid. And we had left Australia to move, like, so we had like...
everything he owned.
Everything.
Oh my god, that
walk
is my
across
idea
the island,
of hell.
And then I was fine after, like, that was my bad morning.
Yeah.
He was okay. And then it like switched.
Yeah.
So the hotel room we went into, he was like taking a nap. And I was, I don't know, filming a fucking YouTube video or whatever I'd be doing.
Funny. I would
He woke up and there was all bed bugs around him.
Oh, that is no.
No.
And
this was a nice hotel. We immediately switched rooms. It was all fine, but it wasn't maybe all bed bugs. Maybe there was like 2, but there was still 2 bugs like crawling around his pillow. It was the worst day.
Sick.
Have you ever had bed bugs?
No, but actually speaking of that getting sick, I remember I went on another holiday with the same ex, and I think I was convinced that we had gotten like spiked the night before because the way we were getting sick wasn't actually normal. Or it was food poisoning.
What location was this?
Lanzarote, all fucking place.
Lanzarote.
Like, it was like the most chill like place to go on holidays, but I used to love it there. And I remember like we went. He was like determined we were going for this steak dinner. And like he loved steak at the time. Like he was like, oh, like let's go have a steak, whatever. And I was like, yeah, grand. So we went for this steak dinner, and I was like, oh, this is actually honestly awful. Like, and he was like, yeah, I know, I can't believe I forced us to come here. Like, whatever. That was fine. completely blacked out after that. The rest of the night, couldn't remember. We were in this cocktail bar place, which God knows what we were drinking. The next day we were getting sick so badly that we were literally fighting each other to see who he was puking in the toilet. I remember at one point he wasn't done puking, so I had to get sick in the sink, and I was like scooping it up and putting it in the toilet afterwards. That's how sick I was.
How do you stay in a relationship after that?
After that, I think we were pretty solid. We stayed together a few years after. Like I could not stop getting sick. I was like, get out, I'm gonna get sick. He was like, no. He was like getting sick so much. I was like, this is awful. Like, but see, I'm so prone to getting sick anyway, so that's just a normal night out for me.
You're just a pukey girl.
I'm a pukey girl. That's why I turned into such a homebody. I can't really drink that much anymore. Unless it's White Claw or tequila, really.
Actually, I have a story about tequila.
Okay.
So I was in Dublin for a taste. Oh yes.
Oh,
so
yeah.
back to taste.
Oh, back to taste.
So we had the
we did this the first ever episode as well.
Looping.
I'm actually convinced.
We're good at looping though.
Yeah, we are.
Once we get back around there.
I'm convinced it's whenever we have one drink, we completely spiral.
But you know what? I'm a good looper.
You're very good at it.
Like, I like looping though, because I think the conversation like naturally flows, and then whereas if you try to stay on one topic too long, it just gets boring.
100%.
So,
hit me with it though. Taste.
So we had the acai, went shopping, got Botox, like living my best life.
Love to see it.
We were on such high vibes. Yes. So me and Alex had like the cutest, most wholesome morning. Acai, shopping.
See that? I love that stuff now. That's right at
we
my
were
street.
having so much fun, and we went to Dunn's, we got a few drinks, we were like on the best. We were like, we're gonna go home, shower, get ready, have a few drinks. Like, we were vibing. But
That
the
sounds
other
like
two
such a
girls
vibe.
were working all morning.
Oh God, that's me.
And one of them was
that's
like,
always me. Like.
and one of the girls was slightly hungover because she was drinking wine the night before.
Oh, wine hangovers.
So we got back first, and we were like on cloud 109. Like,
Delighted,
we were
yeah.
vibing. Like, I was doing a little haul. Like,
therapy can do that to you. Yeah.
We had a great time, and the girls came back, and when you can feel and like I don't think they'll mind. Like, when you can feel the atmosphere, kind of like they walked in, and we were like they were just so exhausted, so tired.
They
like,
were drained.
So they were drained. So we got ready anyway. But then the vibes picked up again. We had Prosecco, we had drinks, because Taste of Dublin is notoriously expensive.
Oh my God, yeah. I only drank there when I had free like drink vouchers. I wouldn't pay
So
for
we like got very much so on a buzz pre Taste of Dublin. Went to Taste of Dublin. To be honest, I did get the cookies. The cookies were phenomenal.
Can I just say I knew you were drunk at one point because you posted this one story. And I was like,
Alex with the sign.
Yeah, with the sign.
I asked her, I was like, can I post that? And she was like, yeah, go
I
ahead.
was saying, I know for a fact in the morning Rebecca's going to delete this sign.
Well, I wasn't in it, so it was fine.
No, what was it? It was one of them, and you're like, okay, taste. Like,
Oh,
I could hear it in your voice. I was like, she's so drunk. Okay, taste.
It was a rum versus whiskey taste test.
I played it like 10 times.
Yeah. So me and Alex were drinking, because when you go in, there's like all these different tents.
Yeah.
And there was like wine tents. I'm not a wine girly. So we
I
went
love
to
wine.
the Schweppes tent.
Schweppes.
So they had like vodka and stuff like that, like but like rammed.
Yeah.
So busy. Like, it was at capacity. One of the girls couldn't get a ticket. The vibes were off. Taste of Dublin does not have a patch on the Dingle Food Festival.
No, it doesn't.
Like, not a patch. Like,
Not in terms of
not in terms of anything. The vibes, the alcohol, the food options, the prices are a bit lower. The vibes in Dingle.
That is a Kerry girl for you there now.
It didn't have a patch. It didn't have. I wouldn't do it again.
It's coming out now because I sweat so much here. I don't know if people can see that. Can you see it?
I kind of like it. I think it's endearing.
Very endearing. Sorry, go on.
So we were drinking, having a great time, and next thing, the Schweppes place ran out of vodka.
Oh no! I didn't even know they did vodka.
No, Schweppes was the mixers.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
So Schweppes don't do alcohol; they just do mixers.
I forgot because I always pair
Sponsored by
Schweppes
Schweppes.
with gin and tonic, so I automatically think it's.
So they had gin, they had rum, they had
didn't know they
whiskey.
did
I'm not a gin girl.
I'm not. I hate gin. I'm allergic.
Anyone who likes gin, you actually have an issue.
Honestly.
It doesn't taste good. It's a notion.
I just puke.
Gin
and
is
I
a
puke
notion.
anyway, but I actually have to go to the doctor every time and get that injection in my arse to stop getting sick every time I drink gin. I shouldn't even say that on here, but I don't really care. It's true.
So
if you go to my South Doc records, it's literally me like going out there to get that injection, and they had to tell me to stop drinking gin.
There's an injection you can get in your bum.
Well, you
gin.
can get it in your arm too, but it's really painful. So they always say, "Oh, let's just do it in your bum."
They just want to see your ass.
I don't blame them, to be honest. honest. But yeah, I've gone there so many times after drinking. It's always when I've had a drink that has had gin in it, and they said that they think that I'm allergic to the botanicals in it, which makes sense because it's always gin that I go over.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, and also it makes me crazy. Like there's a few nights there where I don't even know like how my friends are still friends with me.
Isn't
after
it like gin is people drinking gin? Yeah, we're total opposite of tequila.
Yeah, tequila is an upper.
Tequila,
literally.
It's kind of fun, and we're not drinky gals.
No, we're not.
Which is so funny that we're like, we'll have a few drinks for the
love
pod.
it.
Like it's not my like.
I'm not really a drinker either, like anymore. No, I used to be back in the day. Don't get me wrong, but I haven't anymore.
No, I wouldn't. But what am I saying? They had no tequila. They ran out of vodka. So that's how the rum versus whiskey taste test went with Alex.
So funny.
So funny. And then we got the cookies. The cookies were honestly the best part.
I'm dying to try them. I actually have it in my notes from last week to get a drunken cookie. Now
like we got a bag of them and we were like, we'll get one each and then we'll get some for tomorrow.
And were they warm?
No. Because they were selling at a fair. But you probably could ask them to heat them up, but we didn't. We only got them for tomorrow to warm them up when we're hungover.
If anyone hasn't seen this page, you need to go on because when you look at the cookies, even it's like my mouth's watering. Like thinking about them, they're so good.
I wish I got more. So taste was over, and there was two of the girls that didn't go, that wanted to meet us outside.
Yeah.
So we met the girls and we went to Faith Street Social.
Yeah.
And this was the best part now. We sat around the table, we got margaritas, and we were having the chat, and we were also eating all the cookies.
Yeah.
Like whilst doing all that. Like it was a great time. But I got a spicy margarita. No. This was, my lips
were burning. Were they like swelling? They were so...
Yeah, because I have the Too Faced lip injection in one hand and the spicy marg in the other hand. So we were living our best life, having a great time. Then we left there. This is where my story time comes in. We went to 37 Dawson.
Yes.
So we go upstairs. I've never been upstairs in 37. I didn't even know they have.
I don't even think I've ever been there remotely sober to be fair. So I couldn't even tell you what it looks like.
We went in there and I was like, I'm getting a tequila. I need... Like just a tequila.
Nobody gets this. You're the only one that gets it. A tequila will straighten you if you're drunker. People are like, it gets you more fucked. It actually sobers you up a small bit so you have your wits about you.
Well, I think I was okay because I was drinking tequila anyway in the thing.
Yeah.
But I just wanted like a tequila pineapple. Tequila pineapple juice. So I'm used to obviously like in Kerry, small town, like you ask them what tequila they have and they give you the one with the little sombrero on it.
Yeah, Sierra, or they'll give you Olmeca. I hate it. They're the two I absolutely fucking... I'd take even 1950 before I would take that, and that's still not the best. Like, but that's the best cheap one. But the rest of them,
so that's what I was expecting, and then he pulls up Don Julio Blanco.
Oh, yum!
And I'm like, give it to me. I was like, do you have pineapple juice? He was like, yeah. And I was like, and I was kind of flirting with the bartender. Like he was kind of, I can't really remember, but I swear to God, Niamh, I don't know what aura I'm having at the moment, but like men are like...
coming out of the woodwork.
We'll talk about that in a minute. But
I love this.
So he's kind of flirting with me. He's pouring and he's like, you said a double, did you? And I was like, well...
Yeah?
I was like, well... And I was like, yeah. I was like, a good... I said it a lot more like flirty and calculated than this, but I was like a big double. Like, if you're going to give me a double, go big or go home.
I'm weak at you. And
so he pours me like a shit ton of tequila and pineapple juice. But then I walk away in the bar. He served it in this glass. When I was... And it was 21 euro and 20 cent.
21 euro and 20... That's so expensive.
To drink
that much tequila.
Out of the ugly glass, I felt like I was drinking orange juice.
I know, but he was giving you a big double though.
Oh, I know, but like he could have given me a bowl, like or a wine.
Do you know when I was in
like he made me drink? I paid 21 euro to drink out of a unmarked pint glass.
I would do it.
Oh, I did do
for
it.
A good tequila, especially Don Julio Blanco. You know how much a bottle of that is. But anyway, you know when I was in America, I said, "Can I have a shot of Don Julio Blanco as well?" Yeah. And they gave me a glass, and it was like, I'd say about here. I actually have a video of it, so I'll upload it on the podcast page. But I was like, guys, it's the size of my hand. I was like, this isn't a shot. I said, sorry, I said a shot. And she goes, that's a shot, sweetie. I was like, I need to move
She
here.
just wanted a tip.
I need to move here. And I gave her a tip for it. I was like, thank you very much, Queen. I see you, we see each other.
We see each other. So that was Dublin, just to round out that
conversation.
I don't even know where we stopped.
We went for another little drinky poo after that. So
Cheers.
Cheers.
We should get sponsored. Why?
We shall. We might write to them and see.
Do I want to get sponsored by the Malibu Courtney loves them. The
Oh,
Malibu.
the pink lemonade cans. Oh my
Yes.
god. If there was anyone that should be, it's Courtney, but I'd love them as well. Yeah, Courtney actually keeps
We're like,
them
we're
in business.
taking your bag.
I think Courtney actually is the only person who's fucking keeping them
I
in
love
business.
them.
They're so good.
I tried them
I
because
love
of
the
her.
pineapple one.
Yeah, that's
They're
the one
so
I like.
good. Courtney, like, it's so funny. Like, she'll just be like, she could be having like the worst day ever. You could do anything, and you get Courtney something like really, really small, and she could like break down crying, and be like, "That was so thoughtful of you." Like, Courtney could be like, "Oh my god, I'm parched," and you show up with like a bottle of water or like a Lucasade, and she's like, "Oh my god, like I'm so great." She's the most grateful human I've ever come across in my life. Like, she's just such a joy to be around because she's genuinely so grateful for everything. But I like, if you just like show up one day and like you've one of those pink like Malibu cans, game over. There's gonna be tears.
That's what your love language, being gift giving, is. It's not like being a materialistic bitch.
No.
It's being like,
It's
I was in the
thoughtful
shop and I
things.
thought of you, because
Yeah.
my love language is absolutely gift giving.
Yeah,
But that's how I show it as well.
That's how
And
I
words of
show it.
affirmation.
But I love receiving words of affirmation, and
That's why I was so annoying about the morning text this morning.
I
was like, where
know.
the fuck is my words of affirmation? But
You reminded me to text though and say, "Oh, morning."
I'm glad I did,
Thank
because I
God.
didn't get one. So I'm glad someone did.
It's so funny. We're like the complete polar opposites when it comes to that.
When it comes to dating, we are...
Polar.
But I think I
opposites.
like that, because it's like you can learn from me and I can learn from you.
Yeah, and
Like,
I need
if
I need to
need-
learn a lot. I'll be quite honest with you. I'm nowhere near.
I haven't dated, though, since me and my ex broke up in 2021. I
I've been
haven't
longer.
dated a
Oh, you haven't
single
dated anyone? Oh yeah, no, I've been dating people, to be fair.
soul.
I haven't had an actual boyfriend though in like 5 years, but I have been dating people very seriously, and when it gets to that point, I'm kind of like, see ya.
See, I know I've said
See you
this
later.
before, but I'm either one date and done, like one date and never see them again, or one date and they end up being my boyfriend. Like, there's
Yeah.
been no...
I
Maybe
get-
that's a good thing to say about me, though, that people are
Yeah.
just so obsessed with me.
I don't blame him, to be honest. But I think with me, it's like I get to a point where it's like really serious, and I'm just like they're being.
You're an avoidant.
They are. I'm such an avoidant.
I'm anxious, see, I think.
So yeah, you're anxious attachment. I'm avoidant. I'm literally like, but then it's so weird because I feel like in the last like 12 months, I'm not going to pinpoint a time because like I was dating different people at different times in it, so I don't want one of them thinking it was about them when it's not. But there was one particular guy who like just wasn't my usual type. I don't know why I'm saying this. I literally don't have a type at all. All my friends would be like, sorry, bring up all your exes, none of them look alike. But anyway, I just ended up really, really liking this guy, and like it just didn't end well. And like at the end of it, I remember being like, oh my god, like I'm just not, this is why I don't do it, and I had to stop myself, and I was like, no, do you know what, if anything, that's a really good sign, because it shows you can actually really like someone. Because like for ages I was like, like I'd get to this point and they like are my boyfriend basically, and I would just like end it and be like, no, they're not the one, because I've always heard like, you know, when you find the one you'll know, like my brother and his girlfriend knew, my parents knew, like all my friends that have met their partners know, and then I just haven't felt that, and I'm just like, okay, well, I'll surely know. And I remember just really, really liking him, and at the end of it being like, I'm actually so grateful, because now I know that like when the time does come around again and I find somebody that I do end up really liking, I actually have the ability to like people, because I'm such an avoidant. I just
See,
don't
I think
I'll
if
ever
you're an
feel that deep.
avoidant, I don't think you'll allow yourself to have the feeling of knowing.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, the other way, people are like, oh, when you like someone, you'll know. And it's like, not
Yeah,
necessarily.
that's so true,
Because
I
it's
wasn't.
like, you might know, but your brain is going to like try to protect you
Oh my god, at all costs.
at all costs.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm such a like, and I do it so subconsciously. Like I don't actively, consciously do it. It's like I will do everything to self-sabotage a certain situation if it's going so well, because I'm like, no, I can't do this. Isn't that crazy? I just can't.
I just think, I was actually talking to Shun about this earlier, like, I just think the times that you're single, it allows, like, since my last relationship, I've learned so much about myself, my attachment
Yeah.
style, the way I am, the way I'm likely to be.
Did you read Attached?
Yes.
That's how I figured out what attachment style I was. Because all the girls read it and they were texting me being like, you're a fucking avoidant, Niamh, you need to read this book.
Yeah, my friend avoided. My friend read it. She was like, I'm the biggest fucking avoidant. I was like, you're a Virgo. I could have told you that.
I didn't even know.
Everyone Virgo placements kind of has avoidant, except
I'm Virgo rising.
Yeah, she's a Virgo sun and rising.
No,
so she's like.
But see, my brother's a Virgo man then though, and he's so in love with his girlfriend. She's literally like my sister, and I've never believed in love more than when I look at the two of them in love, and I'm like, oh, they're in love. Like they're so in love. Like they'd be like.
Sorry, no, you have to tell the story. Okay. Connor's. Tell the story that we were saying.
So this is actually, I'm going to give a really big background story to this. This is so funny because when they find out I've talked about this story, they're going to be like, shut up. I was living in Manchester. Connor was down in London. And I was supposed to go visit him because I was very homesick. And that weekend I was just texting him being like, you know, like, I'm really homesick. I might come down and visit you. And Connor was like, oh my God, yeah. Like my family called me BV, by the way. She's like, oh my God, yeah, do BV, like 100%. Like we can do something fun. We can go golfing or something, like mini golf with the boys. We could go for like thing or whatever. And I was like, okay, amazing. I'll come down and visit you and the boys. It'd be nice anyway just to get a bit of home comforts, because I honestly think I was just so hungover. Like I had non-stop drank like since I'd moved to Manchester. Like we're talking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this was like on a Monday, Tuesday I'd text him. I was so hungover and I was like, oh, I might come down, but because I was drinking so much I'd like developed strep throat, and my brother's a singer obviously, so he couldn't catch it off of me.
Yes.
I was like, look, I don't want you catching what I have. I actually went to the doctors and got antibiotics. I'll just leave off coming down this weekend, whatever. And kind of was like, oh, no problem, But he had like briefly told me about this girl that he had to keep rescheduling on a date.
And when was it? Was this like 2020 or was
it?
2020
last year.
2022?
Yeah, and they're already living together. Oh, it's crazy.
Was it only that fast?
Yeah, it was really quick. Connor's a singer, so sometimes he gets these things put in his diary last minute. The schedule might run later and he won't be able to like be like, sorry guys, I have to dip, like I'm going on a date.
I have to go on a date. They'd be like,
so
no.
What he didn't know about her is like she's actually like a really like high planner. Like so she'd only like popped in like 30 minutes for their date when they finally ended up going on the date, because she was like, not giving this man my time. They went on the date on the Thursday. They got on really well, and then they ended up going on another day on the Friday, and Connor was like, how are you feeling? Are you much better? And I was like, no. And he was just like, look, I didn't know at the time. I thought he was being a concerned brother, being like, look, Beeve, don't bother.
Take care of yourself.
Mind yourself. Don't come down if you're not feeling well. Like, you know, So I was like, okay. Look, Connor, I don't want to get you sick, because he had a writing camp on the Monday and he was leaving London to go to it. So imagine I had made him sick.
No,
he couldn't sing.
Not good.
Do you know, sister. As a sister, I would never live that down. He would remind me of it all the time. So
especially
I was like,
his Aries.
Yeah. Oh, especially he's Aries moon, but whatever. He was like, okay, yeah, look, that's probably a better idea. You can come down another weekend. And I was like, oh, amazing, I'll do that. So Connor, whatever, I'll wait till the antibiotics kick in. What I hadn't known was this fella had been on a date with this girl, who was now basically like my sister. I love her so much. Went on a date with her on the Thursday. They got on so well. They went on another one on the Friday. They got on so well. She went with him and all his friends mini golfing with my ticket on the Saturday. So he didn't want me to come because he wanted to spend more time with her. He was like,
Niamh, stay there. Please don't
come down. And then on the Sunday...
I like his tact, though. That he didn't be like, I met a girl. Like, he was like, just take care of yourself.
And then on the Sunday, I think they were so hungover from drinking the Thursday, Friday, Saturday that they just chilled in on the Sunday and watched Normal People. And then on the Monday, Connor went to a writing camp and he wrote a song about her. He went to a writing camp outside of London. I don't know where it was. But he was like saying to the boys like that he was recording it with the producers, like, man, I met this girl and I really want to write a song about her. And they were like, oh, how long have you known her? And he was like, boys, I met her 4 days ago, like. And then he wrote the song, he put the name in it, and he did it all because he FaceTimed me on the Sunday. And he was like, oh my God, like I met this amazing girl, like, and my brother is like not the type to talk to me about girls at all. So I knew it was serious because I was like, oh my God. So me and my best friend Dara, who I was living with in Manchester, were on FaceTime to him like, oh my God, this is crazy. And he's like, no, like she's definitely the one, like I just know it. He was besotted. I was like, is this an ex-girlfriend? And he was like, I think she very well might be. And then we were actually going, so this was like start of February, and February's a very quick month.
Yeah.
We were already going to London.
So February 22.
February 22. So they'd started at the very end of January. This was the very start of
That's
February.
mad that none of them had seen normal people during the pandemic when like the whole
But
world
I
watched
think
normal people.
I think he had. I don't know. Had she? So
he was like, I'm Irish. Let me show you
But
Irish.
he called the song "Normal People," and he was like in the thing. He was like calling my family. Told them about Abby. Yeah, I told everyone about you. Am I going crazy because this isn't what normal people do?
I remember.
And I remember just hearing
Is
the
song on Spotify? No.
Bawling. No, it's private. He only plays it at his gigs for her. But he wrote this other song called You're Like Water. And the first time I ever heard it, I literally bawl. I'll actually cry even thinking about the song. It's like basically about him being homesick. And then,
imagine dating a songwriter. Like, this is why I want to be with a creative.
He met her, wrote the song, and they're going out now ever since. And they live together, and
they're so in love.
And we've met her family. Like, I love them so much. And it was good crack. Brilliant. Love them. Honestly, I've always wished that I had a sister. And I feel like having her is the closest. Like, it's better than having one. I think she's amazing. Like, and she has a sister as well who's so nice. Like the family we couldn't have asked. Because I feel like you really have to get on with your partner's family.
Yes.
Not that she's my partner, but like, you know... I think it makes it easier, especially because like when kids come into the picture, they're going to be like, you're planning having nieces and nephews now, and I'm planning it already. But when they do come into the picture, like at least we all mesh really, and we're so similar as a family, it's crazy. Like both of our families, it's mad. So yeah, that's the story about them, and I love them.
See, that's so cute because both my brothers are younger than me, so I've never... My brother is bringing his new girlfriend home from Australia.
Oh my God!
At the end of July. And Shuna's like, we're going to have a wine out with her.
Yeah, I want to come to that.
She's from Cork. Oh my God, you should.
She's
from Cork. Her name is Jen.
I want to be part of the interrogation.
Yeah, and she's 27.
Is she? She's the same age. Oh yeah, sure, me and Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's crazy.
So
oh my God.
He's bringing her home, so I'm excited.
Oh my God, that's so nerve-wracking for her as well. I'd say best day. Imagine how intimidating.
But she apparently she's like the youngest of 7, so imagine how intimidating it is for him.
Oh my God.
But he's bringing her home from Australia.
Jack would fucking schmar many family, to be fair to him.
Jack's
so
a charmer.
Nice.
He's a Leo.
But that's why he's such a charmer.
Right, so we put up an anonymous box.
I think we should get one for the pod page.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
Because people like being anonymous, like fully anonymous.
And you can ask us anything. We really don't care. We would have kept it anonymous.
Like, there's actually no topic off limits, and we wouldn't judge people for asking questions.
You can literally ask.
Like, we're not going to gossip about you.
And I'll tell you, like, there's literally nothing off topic with us. So.
Okay, so you're going through them.
Who do you have pinned on iMessage? Now, I don't use iMessage unless I really like people, number one. And number two, if it's a very important message, I need to text somebody.
I don't have anyone pinned anywhere.
I don't.
No one's that important.
Same. Plus, I ignore everyone. I said this to Rebecca at the start of the podcast, except for like a handful of my best friends, which I will reply to instantly.
Yeah.
I ignore everyone except for you and like 4 other people. I ignore everyone else.
I have though.
And but I'm not ignoring you full stop. I'll reply to you in an hour or two, but I won't. But like I'll instantly.
You're not
reply
a priority.
to you. Yeah, you're not. They're not.
I have been privy to give people like certain text tones previously.
Really?
Do that ding one? One of...
Oh my God, I've never done that because my phone's always on do not disturb or work mode.
Oh, now it is. But when I was younger, like I have...
Oh yeah, when I was younger, I was on the BB and the BlackBerry. I used to do it.
Like give people their own things. But now I don't have anyone pinned.
No, neither do I.
No.
Okay.
I don't use iMessage actually.
This is a good question, so I think I'm going to ask it in both ways. Biggest red flags for a girl, so like for us in our partners, I would say. And then also, what would you say would be your biggest red flag, like in a girl, if somebody was dating a girl? So maybe we'll do it our way around first. What you think's
my biggest red flag for a man,
mm-hmm.
and then my biggest red flag for like a girl who could be a potential friend. Is that it?
No, maybe like maybe we can do it that way. I was going to do it in the way of like what we find in a partner is a big red flag, or what people might find in girls, like dating girls, as a big red flag. Because I'm not sure what way it was worded.
Biggest red flags? No, I think it's like biggest red flags like in men for a girl.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I would assume.
Yeah, probably, to be honest. Okay, I know mine.
Because we don't know if a man or a woman asked that.
Yeah, we don't. It's because it's completely anonymous. We don't get anything in it.
Biggest red flag for a girl. Okay, your biggest red flag. Go.
These are go side and side, and this has been scientifically proven as a fact from my own experience and from experience from friends. When they follow so many girls on Instagram, number one. And number two, when they like a specific type of photo from women. I don't get jealous over guys liking girls' photos ever in my life. But it's embarrassing, I think, if the person you're dating is coming up And it's like
in people's likes.
and
I
it's like
reposted a TikTok
it's a
about
thirst
this.
trap. Like
I
I think
reposted a
it's
TikTok.
embarrassing. Like it's happened to me, and I actually think it's like I'm like ew. Like when I look back, I'm like I literally have the ick. Why did you think that was okay? Like to like.
So basically, I reposted a TikTok on this, and it's basically women's brains work very differently to the way men's brains do. So if we're talking about a heterosexual, because obviously there's a lot of relationships and we're not disregarding that, especially not during Pride
Month. If it was
month.
like a girl even on her own, like a selfie or like a normal photo, and he liked it and she looked hot, I'd be like, yeah, she looks hot, like that photo. But if she's half naked in the picture,
no, but I think actually either are worse, because basically the way, like, say if a guy's in my likes, because my audience is like 90-something% women, and then I would say like 8% creepy men who over sexualize me, and then like 2% men who are like friends or like flirty guys. That's how I would probably say my online presence is. Now on TikTok it's a lot more men, but unfortunately.
Yeah, you do actually have a lot of men. Like, whatever happened in your lives, it's men that are coming to me. Go on.
Anyway, it's because I'm unless I wear high neck tops all the time, but like I don't like wearing high neck tops, and then my boobs are just sitting there.
And it's like, so what? I have boobs. Like,
yeah,
what am I supposed to do about that? Like?
And I'm just here like doing my hair, like blow drying my Dyson, and men are like, "Oh baby, like what size are you?" And I'm like, "Leave me alone." I hate being over sexualized, actually.
But anyway, go on.
So I think the way, like, if a guy's in my likes. And if I'm like, he has a girlfriend, like, I'm like, what is he doing?
I'm embarrassed for them when they do it.
Like, because there's such a fine line between being in someone's likes and being, like, if a guy is in my likes, I'm immediately, like, unless it's like someone I know or a friend and
unless
stuff
they're
like
like
that.
Genuinely my friend. Like, I'm like, that's weird.
But I'm like, it's a flirty thing. Like, it just is. Like, that's the way social media
Even
is.
now, this whole liking your story shit, like, I get a lot of fellas who've girlfriends liking my story, and I'm like, you're just doing this now so you don't get caught, and it's actually embarrassing. And like, even if
there's a flirty way about it.
Even if he broke up and out, right, and you broke up and it's been months down the line, and you even try me, I will know that you did that when you had a girlfriend, so I will never take you seriously.
That's what I mean. Oh, like, cheating for me is like a heart. That's actually probably my
biggest red flag.
Biggest red flag is like, and I know people have a past, and I know people change, but I do think,
this
like,
on the violin actually last night,
being flirty, like, it's a red flag. But I think following loads of like Instagram is public. Like, it's not like people can't see who you follow.
Yeah, they can
like
see.
It's not Pornhub.
No, it's not.
Do you know what I mean?
So get out of those fucking likes.
Or like create a burner account at least and follow all the people there. I think
that's worse, to be honest, because you don't know then. Like, do you know what I mean?
Or like just search the people.
I think for girls it's fine because I have a burner, but I post. You actually need to follow it because you'll find it so funny. I don't have
a burner.
It's not a burner. It's a.
What is it? What do people
call it? You know what? I'll actually
Finsta.
show people it. It's a Finstagram because it actually is literally just me.
You've actually talked about your Finsta before, and I was like, I wonder what it is.
And it's literally like photos of my face. Like, it's a really embarrassing Instagram.
That's so funny.
It's just really funny. Like, and it's like when your life is falling apart, but you're still cute. Like, that's literally my Instagram. You need to follow because you find it really funny. But I follow influencers off that because I don't like them overtaking my feed.
That's why I don't follow a lot of people. Yeah.
I follow it on my Instagram. But if I'm friends with you, I'll follow you on my main. Do you know what I mean?
I get you.
Anyway, back to the thing.
So your red flag is when they follow
and are found in likes of girls. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think actually my biggest red flag in the world is misogyny.
Yeah.
And over sexualizing and like just misogyny as a whole. Like, that's my red flag.
That was my story time.
That's actually my red flag.
To talk about, but I might save that for next week. The misogyny thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because that'll be. We might do a bigger
like
topic
misogyny,
on that
like over sexualizing, like just little misogynistic comments, like that lad culture, like biggest red flag in the entire world.
We might do that as a topic next week because there's a massive thing. That I was going to tell it as a story time, but this episode's going to be too long. But anyway, the next one is: are you close with your parents?
Yeah, I would say
I'm very close to mine as well.
I would say since moving home at like an older age.
Because you're not hiding things from your parents.
Yeah, and it's like...
Not that I was hiding anything beforehand, Mom, please.
I actually hide everything.
But I find, like, you know...
And you see your parents more as humans.
And I see a lot of them in me and a lot of myself in them.
And you understand why they do what they do is because of certain ways they were brought up. Or, you know, it's not...
I have a massive amount of respect for my parents, and I think you know, like as a family, I think everybody knows that like we all hang out together whenever we can.
Yeah, you're like the Brady Bunch.
We are like the fucking
like
Brady Bunch.
But I think 4, like, because you and Connor are really close in age.
Yes, yeah.
And then it's like your mom and dad, and it's a boy girl. I think that's like, because I have 2 younger brothers, and there's like a 7-year age gap.
Yeah, there
so
is.
I only got to know my youngest brother like recently.
Because it's so funny. Even when we left, so like me and Rebecca obviously were neighbours when we grew up. When we left,
I was sad when you left.
I remember like literally crying, being like, "Can we please move home?" But I remember we left. Ben was a baby.
Literally, like my youngest brother,
he was a toddler, like he wouldn't remember anything.
Like Shun says, she was like, Ben has had a personality transplant. That's what she calls it, because she's like
so much older now.
He was so much younger than us all our life. So like when we were 18, 19, like drinking in my house, whatever, he was like 12. So like obviously
he's so fucking old.
He's 7 years younger than me. So
from
me moving home, age is just a number to you. And also, I'm 2 years older than
Let's
you.
be careful, girl.
It's so unhinged.
Sorry.
So basically, my brother, since I moved home, the most recent time, I've got to know him then.
Yeah,
which is
and
kind
your
of
parents,
nice.
you'd be quite close with them.
Yeah,
I'm the same.
Like my dad is like the reason I'm so like my dad and his dad are the reason I'm so positive. Like my dad has a thing called positive stress. That's how like positive this man is. He's like, you're not stressed.
Really
that's like if you're going on holidays and you're worried about packing, that's positive stress. Because he's like, you're going on holidays.
He's always been very positive.
Yeah,
to be fair,
he's a positive king. We love him, and that's where I get that from. And then my mom is like this social butterfly that's just Georgina.
And you have a mix of both of them perfectly, I think, as well. Because you are a positive queen, but you are a social butterfly. Although I know you're gonna be like, no, I'm an introvert. I am as well.
But I can talk to anyone if I want to.
Talk to anyone if you want to.
If I want to is the big caveat.
Yeah, you can. So yeah, we are both really close with our parents. That's gas. I find like the older I get, I realise that I am my mom in every aspect. In terms of personality and like how like gas and funny I am. I get that from both sides of my parents, but how quick-witted and like quick with her tongue, I'm very like my mom. But then business-wise, I'm very like my father.
Yes.
And I'm very the stamp of him, the sense of like I love napping, he loves reading. Like we are like I'm literally like the exact same as them.
See, because we both our parents, like we both come from entrepreneurial
backgrounds. Yeah.
So I think you're closer with your parents. You can be closer, because I think a lot of people have parents who have these like very high expectations and project that, whereas when your parents are entrepreneurs, and if you want to be an entrepreneur, it's like an understanding, like they just get it more.
And I think we're very fortunate, because I know like not a lot of people like have parents being very open-minded the way ours are, because my mom always says like obviously a lot of my friends are gay, and I know Happy Pride Month everybody, a lot of my friends are gay, and you know, they're part of the LGBTQ plus community, and my parents literally are like the most open, welcoming people ever. And like even when I was born, like my parents wouldn't have cared if me or Connor, you know, had turned out and I would have liked women or he would have liked guys. Like they wouldn't have cared. Or if anything, they were the most open-minded parents.
Yes.
But I always say, like, sometimes I feel guilty because I feel like I wish that some people who need and deserve parents like that when they are coming out would have parents like mine, because I know not everyone has it. So when I talk about my family, I'm always trying to be mindful of being like, I know not everybody has
yes
that.
Because I mean? Like when you come from any form of privilege anyway, it's always important to acknowledge it, but like that's just what you grew up with. And then of course there's other privileges that we didn't have. So, or other things, but yeah, it's nice to be close to your family.
So we are very close. Are you I can answer this for myself straight away anyway. Are you seeing anyone right now? Are you single? No, I'm not seeing anyone, and I am single. Rebecca,
I would classify myself as single.
Would you?
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Fuck. No, but I genuinely think you're single until
I'm single. Honestly, I feel like, and I say this to everyone, and I want everyone listening to take this very seriously right now. Unless they are your boyfriend, you are free to date 2 or 3 people at once. I'm not saying sleep around with 2 or 3 people at once.
I think you can sleep with whoever. Just get tested.
Or use protection at least. Do what you gotta do if that's what you want to do. But I think never ever solely rely on one person.
No.
In your life. Yeah, unless it's yourself. This I always say this.
But see, we're hyper independent.
Hyper independent. If you're dating, date 2 or 3 people. That's why I made the thing earlier on. Being
I've never dated 2 or 3 people at once. I don't think.
I haven't.
I'm a Taurus. I'm like a pup. Like my brain doesn't have the mental. Barely has the mental capacity to take on a new person. Because if you're in my life, I give you so much energy.
Oh,
like there's.
Okay.
So
now I know where you're coming from because I do that when I have a favourite. And if I have a favourite...
You're like, I'm not saying I don't have one that I prefer. I just have a roster.
If I have a favourite, then I'm not really texting anyone else, but maybe I will react if somebody tries to text me or something. I'm not going to completely block it off. But I do have a favourite. But if I don't have a favourite, there are at least 3 boys that like, they want to go for a dinner on Tuesday. That's perfect, cool, because I'm meeting the other guy for bowling on Wednesday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not who I am.
Yeah. Well,
but that, like, I would love to, and maybe I'm outing myself and maybe I should pretend that I am, but I'm a 0 or 100 girly, like.
Yeah, you are.
Like, I'm,
but like, this is the attachment styles now coming up.
See, it's not, actually, do you know what? There was a phase where when I was off again, on again with that ex that I told you about multiple times.
Yeah.
He, like,
see,
it was actually kind of fun because I wasn't being loyal to him, but it was so fun.
So funny.
And I would like have a one night stand and then like snap him in the bed.
No way!
But that was my way of getting back with him because I knew subconsciously he was fucking me over. So
yeah.
But like I
love that for you, to be honest.
I know, I love that for me too.
I fucking love that for you. Like
it was very fun, and he had no clue. He thought I was like the most loyal.
Yeah, see, I've been loyal and got burned, so that's why I know.
But if I'm not being loyal, like, I'm never going to get caught.
But I also think that, like, the day and age we're in now, like, a lot of the guys that we are around, like, they're doing it. So why don't you just do it as well until, like, one of you is like, do you know what, actually cop on. If a fella said to me, like, I really like you, can we stop playing these games? I really just want to be seeing you and no one else. I'd be like, perfect. But nobody has balls to say that, so I'm going to keep doing it. You know communication
is key. And also I do think, see, I'm not on any dating apps, so I think I would probably have more of a roster if I was on dating apps, but I don't like the energy of dating apps.
Yeah, I would agree, unless you leave the country.
Oh yeah.
Then
I put my location on Hinge.
Mine's always set to Manchester. I don't date in
I swapped around. I did LA.
You should try out Cardiff.
I did Toronto. I did Sydney for a while because I was like, before I moved back, I like Loch. And like, yeah.
Mine's on Manchester all the time.
Yeah.
I don't take it off. I'm not dating anyone in Ireland, so I'm telling you that for a fact.
Yeah.
Unless somewhere, which would be very rare. I think the problem with dating in Ireland is like,
you always know someone who knows someone who knows someone
who's gone out with them. Like, there's no...
or been with them, or like...
Yeah.
Is their cousin, or you could be their cousin.
But do you know what? That is a perk, because we found when we went to Manchester and we were dating people that, like, we had no way of background checking them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now
a fine line.
Now that we've been there so long, we'll always have mutuals with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have friends, like, we know people.
Okay, so what's the next one?
Next one is... Okay, I keep... Oh, that was, are you seeing anyone who's single? How do we end up on that after that question? That's crazy.
We're both single.
We're both single and we're not seeing anyone.
No. I'm not seeing anyone.
Anyway, what's the stupidest thing you thought as a kid, the most embarrassing thing you've ever done? Well, I don't need to say a stupid thing because I said mine the first episode about the world. So I think I'm safe. That's your go. The most stupid thing you thought. Everyone was texting me about it as well, being like, Niamh, what the fuck? I was like, I know.
The most stupid thing I've ever like believed, is it?
Yeah.
Pizzagate in 2020.
I believed in that too.
We were 2020.
Were we talking about this? And with the Justin Bieber yummy.
Yeah. Like I'm a very suggestible person, so when I get in a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories, like I will convince myself
that. You know who you need to talk to? Fucking Fod Beg. He is.
I think that's one of the stupidest things. And maybe it's true.
He literally will take me down a rabbit hole every week. One day he sent me a thing and was like, Niamh, do you think da-da-da-da? I was like, Fod, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going down there with you, buddy. Not today. I've had a tough week.
See, I think it takes up too much of my brain. But I think that's the stupidest thing I've ever... Just because I got... It was just...
You're bored.
But also, that's so toxic to your brain. Like, that's so low vibrational. And like that's not what I'm trying to be. I'm a high vibrational girly. And anything that doesn't match that is... out there. And what's the second question?
The most embarrassing thing you've ever done.
Wait now, let me think about this.
I've done a lot. When I mean to say
The
it's
most
hard to pick the most.
Oh, I have a story.
Okay, hit me with it. I'm excited. I hope this makes it into the pod because I have a feeling that it's going to be serious now.
So we were on a J1.
Okay.
This is like, if you asked any of my friends, embarrassing, like my friends have like told this to other people, like when I'm not there, like this is just. So we were in San Diego on a J1 and we go out to, I don't think it's the Hard Rock, but it's one of those
kind of areas. Hard Rock
in San Diego. We go into the bar. Now we're all under 21, by the way.
Illegal.
We're all fully, apologies, not 21. So we go out to this bar. We end up in this penthouse with this like stag party.
Yeah.
So we're like drinking. The guys are buying all our drinks. Like in America, that's the vibe, whatever.
Do. Yeah.
So,
which is kind of handy for girls.
The
vibes. Also, I
vibes.
wouldn't trust any guy buying me.
Oh no, the vibe, like it was because we were all girls all together, so it wasn't too bad. Well, it is too bad, but we were kind of trying to be aware that we were safe. Yeah. So we were in the penthouse, and next thing the vibes in the penthouse were just off. So we ended. One of the guys was like, "Oh, girls, like I'll take you away from here. Like I'll take care of you. Like you can go stay in my room. Like yada yada yada." So we end up going into this man's room, all passing out in the bed. The two girls three of us were in the bed, and then your man was sleeping on the floor. He was lovely.
Actually, really nice.
He was we all kind of picked out that he was lovely, but I was so blackout. So this is so funny how this connects. This room has like, it's not see-through glass into the bathroom, but it's like that sheared out glass.
That's the sheet of glass I was talking about earlier on. No, well, mine was more see-through, but yeah, go on.
So I get up in the middle of the night.
What did you do? I'm nervous.
I need to pee.
No, you didn't.
You
didn't.
So the girls.
No, you didn't.
No, listen. The girls wake up. Do the nightstand.
Yeah.
I swiped the phone off the nightstand. Get up on the nightstand.
You squat down over the nightstand.
I'm on the nightstand, squatting,
pissing.
Your man wakes up and is like, "What the fuck?" Runs out of the hotel room. The two girls, Mackenzie and Barbara, are like, "What?" Like, I have never been that drunk in my entire life.
Oh my God.
Got up on all fours, like squatting on the nightstand, whipped down my shorts, and that was my toilet. I don't know.
Oh my God, that is good.
They will never let me live it down.
So my most embarrassing story would be, I suppose it's that time I got suspended when I was inside primary school because I cut my whole fringe off and I looked like a skater boy after it.
Wait, you cut your hair in school and they suspended you? That's so dramatic.
I got suspended, which I thought was dramatic as well. But
That's very dramatic.
This is where my mom comes into it. We're very similar. She might be angry I'm saying this, but mom, it'll be fine. Anyway, so mom gets a call and is like,
what class were you in at? What age were you?
Senior infants. I was a baby, like.
A baby.
Who trusted me with the scissors on my own? That's all I'm going to say. And I remember I was talking to like this other girl in class and she's like, yeah, like I cut my hair all the time. I was like, yeah, me too. At the time, I had like this lovely little blonde bob with a fringe, and like you remember,
see it in my head, like.
And then we were like going on. You were in Blue Nook as well, weren't you?
I was in Blue Nook.
Yeah, so you were a year ahead of us, weren't you?
Yeah, and I had an incident with a fringe too, but it was outside school. So maybe we were inspired by you.
Yeah, maybe. So I was mom got a call, I come in, there's been an incident, whatever. So mom came in thinking I'd broken my arm or something.
That's so dramatic.
And I'm sitting outside looking up at mom, and all mom could see was like these, like I still had the full on fringe, like it was like a block because my hair is so thick. It was like a block of a fringe, but like just right here in the middle, it was just like this tuft like sticking up. And I was like looking up at her, and like Mum was just like holding in the laughter going into the meeting.
You already had a fringe and you tried to cut a more of a fringe.
Yeah, I just was trying to show that I trimmed the fringe, but I didn't realise if I cut it like that, it would all come off because I was a baby. I didn't know any difference. Plus, I was put into junior infants a year younger than what I should have been.
So you were like 6 or 7.
I was put in a year.
But that makes sense though. So you were a year younger. Oh yes.
So I was actually.
I'm 94. She's 95. You're 96.
I'm 96.
You're Jack.
Yeah.
So you should have been in Jack's.
Jack's, but I was a year ahead of Jack. Then,
yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Jack
so I was still actually. I was probably about 5 when I did this. Like I shouldn't have even really been on my own with the scissors, but I went in and cut the hair. Whatever. Mum went into the meeting, and Mum they were saying that she cut her fringe, and Mum like laughed, and they were like, "This isn't really up any matter," and Mum was like, "No, it's not actually."
That school was overly dramatic.
Yeah, she was like, "Who left my child alone with the scissors?" Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
she's literally a baby, like, and then she said, "Actually, do you know what? I am gonna file a complaint to the Department of Education about this." And they were like, "Oh, let's not be too hasty." So when she was taking me out of the school, she was holding her laughter in, like, because she couldn't look at me without being like, "What the fuck does she have to do to her fringe?" Like, do you know what I mean? She's like, "Are you going to tell me why you did it?" And my mom used to dress me so cool. I used to wear Doc Martens to school, which I think is so funny because I wear them now.
That's so cool.
And I just hate these fucking shoes that you do. And I was like, that was one thing. And I'll give a backup thing of really embarrassing. I was also in America, but I was in Berkeley on holidays, and I raced one of my friends up the hill and fell into a tree and punched it and had to come home early from my holidays, and I ended up in a boxer's cast. I'll put up the photo.
Is that why you left?
Yeah, I'll put up a photo of the boxer cast on the podcast page just so you can all laugh.
Were you sober?
No, I was drunk, and I remember at the time the guy doing first aid, I was like, "I'm not paying for an X-ray in the States, it's so expensive," and he was like, "It's definitely a hairline fracture." So I just rang my mom the next day. I was like, "Mom, I need to come home," and I went home, went straight to A&E, and it was broken. I had to get like one of those casts where they cast your fingers up, and it was like down to here. And I'd gotten the train from Dublin to Kerry, so I swapped over at Mallow with 2 big suitcases and a broken hand.
That's all very dramatic.
That's very dramatic. So they're my 2 stories. What's the next one?
So your mom dressed you in clothes that you hated,
and now I wear them.
Where my mom also dressed me in clothes I wear, but I don't
wanted
wear
to
them.
be girly when I was a baby, and my mom dressed me really retro cool, all kind of.
Whereas I was like the opposite. I wanted to be retro cool all the time. My mom was like me and my
girly.
mom. She wouldn't buy me Simba. Yeah, she wouldn't buy me Simba because I wouldn't wear what she wanted me to wear to the zoo.
That is.
But like,
so
I have an issue
funny.
with authority. Like, if you tell me what to do, I'm doing the opposite.
Telling me. You're telling me, girl. Okay, the next one was
I have an issue.
Have you ever gotten into a fist fight? I'd love to know this about you.
No, I'm not a. Well,
I've a bad
I've like
I have no bite.
Do you know what? I have never got into a physical altercation with a woman, but men. If I'm out and a man touches my ass,
Same.
Will.
I've actually smacked a fella across the face.
I'm like and my friends would be like, "Oh, just," but
So
I'm like,
it's not a
"You're
fist
just."
fight.
I'm like, "What's wrong with you? You're disgusting."
I remember I clapped one fella, like a proper clap around the face like that, when he grabbed my arse and he didn't even have time to think, and I turned around and I slapped him.
It's actually such a
like
disgusting experience.
Was so it's sick. But I hate.
So that would be the closest that I have been, or I've like been the girl like when we were in Iron there was this guy.
Stop fighting.
There was this guy that I was like, he was a Virgo, first of all, which any man who's a Virgo just has this weird hold over me. I don't know what it's my Virgo moon, so I feel emotionally seen by them. Unfortunately for me. So he was a Virgo moon, and he was a Virgo. Basically, he had a baby, but he told us. So the night we met him, Joe, when you go, we went to Iron we were all girls.
Yeah.
And we met this group of like all English men.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting together drinking, like telling story times.
Yeah.
His girlfriend did not know she was pregnant until she gave birth. She went into the hospital with really bad cramps.
She was one of those
yeah.
What do they call them? What are those?
I don't know. I like a hypnosis pregnancy, not a hypnosis.
What's the name of that pregnancy?
I've no idea.
I'll look it up. Keep telling the story.
So he was telling this story, and he was like, she didn't show. So we didn't know. So he had a baby with this woman. They were on like again, off again, but obviously on this holiday, he was very much so single. So, and he was fighting. I got spiked on the same night. I got spiked in Iron yeah.
I got spiked twice.
So I was, the reason I knew, because I was drinking in a straw and I felt something come up the straw. And thankfully I was on holidays with all nurses. Like all nurses. It was their like finishing college holiday.
Cryptic pregnancy.
Cryptic.
That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to search it.
So his girlfriend or his ex or his person he had a child with had one of those, and we were all around the table like, oh my God. And then he was like talking about his child and how much he loves her, and I just fell in love with him immediately. I was like, I like you.
Oh my god.
And he, that
so
night,
was he still going out with the girlfriend at this point?
he told us no, but like
He was
probably, or
you
they were
believe
definitely
men. In
you
whatever,
believe men
whatever year that was.
in 2023. You believe men.
You believe men.
So, anyways, but I would if I thought he was with, I wouldn't have. That's not my move. That's not how I move. I don't like that.
No.
Very much so don't like that. Anyways,
Same.
so we go into this nightclub. I'm on a holiday with all nurses. They graduated. I didn't, but I was like the honorary nurse. I'm so far from a nurse.
You basically can take bloods at this point.
Oh, I saw what happened. Anyway, so we're in the club and I get like a vodka Red Bull and some of the girls have been drinking loads, but I was with one of the other girls. So I hadn't been drinking as much. So I like take the straw and I sup to it and I feel it going down my throat. And like we're all dancing, whatever, and the lights are like, Joan, the lights are flashing, the strobe lights. Then you're like, am I fucked or is it just these strobe lights? So I'm like we're all dancing and I say to my cousin Barbara, who's like my best friend, I was like, I don't know, am I okay? And she was like, you're fine. Then she like looked at me and she said my eyes were just
wide,
like all black. Like she said there was no colour there.
Oh my god.
So she was like, why don't we go to the bathroom? Like she's so, because they're
Thank
all
God
nurses.
You're with nurses.
Yeah.
I was just about to
So
say,
she made me make myself sick and put my wrists under the water. She was like, you're fine. But then
what does the wrist under the water do?
it calms your nervous system.
Oh
So if you're getting
God.
stressed, if you're getting like really stressed about a situation, if you're more of an anxious person,
Oh my god.
if you're ever feeling overwhelmed, put your wrist under cold water completely. It's like having a cold shower, but not as dramatic.
Oh my god, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
So she made me do that, and then I went outside, and then your man was fighting, and then that really helped me sober up because I was like, no, and I like calmed him down, talked him down.
I was just about to say,
Anyway.
do you remember those girls that like hop in the fight and they're like, baby, it's me.
Baby, it's me.
It's
me.
me.
And look me in the face, like it's okay.
It's me. This
And it's like
isn't you.
you're not this person.
What's your favourite movie? I know mine off the top of my head, but everyone's gonna be like, oh, Niamh, what the fuck when they say mine?
So I have a few faves, but I'm gonna give my top 3. When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
Something's Gotta Give. Have you ever seen Something's Gotta Give?
No, is it good? I'm gonna use this.
We need to watch Something's Gotta Give together.
Yeah, we do.
Something's Gotta Give is, I only watched it this year.
Have
and
you
it
watched
was
365 Days?
Nope.
Okay, well we're having a movie night because I need to document your reactions to that movie.
So Something's Gotta Give, When Harry Met Sally, and The Town. I love The Town.
The Town. You are a movie.
Something's Gotta Give and When Harry Met Sally are like top 2.
Okay.
It used to be, Pretty Woman used to be up there as well. Like
Okay.
I'm not really like a movie buff,
I'm not either. I'm more of a book girl.
but The Town is actually one of my faves.
I heard that's quite good.
Have you never seen The Town? No, we have to watch it.
okay,
The
my
Town
favourite
is
movie.
so good.
My favourite movie is Surf's Up. You've heard it there. I love it. It will always be my favourite movie. It's
I
about
don't
a
think I've ever
penguin
watched that.
and he goes surfing. Now that sounds very like childish when I say it out loud. But I remember just watching that movie over and over again because I had it on DVD and thinking, I fucking love this movie.
I did that with
to
Click.
this day, when I watch that movie, I'm like, I actually love Surf's Up. I don't care if it's a child's movie. I love it. Like, he's so cute. Like, I
did that with Click, and I did that with the one with Drew Barrymore in it, where she relives the same day all the time.
Yeah, I love that movie. That was sad. My other favourite one, I'd say, is Titanic. I know I hate bringing it up because of what's happened recently, but
The submarine.
I know, but let's not talk about that because that's
we
dark
can't
energy.
get into the submarine.
But I actually love that movie, and I love. There's another one that I absolutely love, and I feel like I've watched it a few times in a row. What is it? I can't think of it off the top of my head, but maybe I'd throw 365 Days into it. But I'd say Surf's Up, Happy Feet, and then
Happy Feet's a great movie.
yeah. So the 2 penguin ones, and then the Titanic. I'm saying are my 3 favorites.
I would say Something's Gotta Give, When Harry Met Sally, and The Town, and then Life Itself is really good as well.
Okay, and then the next question is, this is a good one. Would you ever make an OnlyFans?
I would make a fortune on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I would make so much. I know I would.
Yeah,
I would make
You would.
I would make a fortune. I would make
But would you do
so much
OnlyFans,
money.
though?
I made one before.
Yeah, but that wasn't.
It was so basically I was like
I'm
going
talking
through
like new
it.
content now.
No, I was going through it creatively, and basically I was like, I want like a subscription based.
Like Patreon kind of.
Yeah,
I think.
Patreon. I don't know. I just wanted to. Have these ideas,
It
and
was
I
the
just
talk of the town that you set up a
Really, was
yeah,
it?
OnlyFans, yeah.
That's so funny.
Everyone was trying to figure out, but I was in a close friend, so I knew that you hadn't set up.
So I didn't like. I basically.
Everyone was like, it's real. I was like, it's not.
If it was real.
I was like, even if you click into the thing, you can tell it's not an OnlyFans.
It's not, no. But basically, I have these creative ideas and I just do them. And if they work, they work. And if they don't, they don't. Like, that's very much how my... Like, I'm not attached to anything.
Idea.
But I
Except
never...
this pod, we are very attached to
we're
this
very...
pod.
This pod is working. But I would make a fucking fortune.
But would you, is the question.
I don't know. I don't think it's part of my journey in this lifetime.
I don't think so either. I don't think I would either.
But I would make... Like, I don't have anything...
Look, to be honest, I don't even...
Like, Tana Mojo has said, like, she's made over, I think, 50 million. And she hasn't showed her vagina.
Do you know what?
But if you have that level of...
fame, you can do that. But also, I'm too lazy. I barely take pictures from my Instagram. Your
I take
content,
great
girly. Ooh.
That's 100% being blocked.
I know, but
I do.
Really
I have taken,
good...
like, works of art.
Things we fucking
I'm
love
really
to
good
see.
at that. Never feel
hanging in the Louvre.
No, but I came out of the shower one time because I've been in so many long distance relations. I came out of the shower and like the water beads are like dripping on me, and it was actually the hot. I should use it again. In
honestly, but I feel like you're so good at making content, whereas like my friends have to take a photo of me to put up on Instagram. I probably
like it's probably a stupid decision.
I make more of an effort now since we started this podcast. I will try make more of an effort with my social media because I'm like, okay, well, I need to.
We have a podcast now.
We have a podcast.
We're famous.
Like, but I don't think I would either.
I think if I wanted to, I would. Joe, that can annoy. But I think it's a stupid decision of me not to. Also, I think, like, I would make a fortune.
Sorry, some of these are actually reckless. The older ones.
I always say it as well, and all my friends are like, "We know."
What's your number one song played on Spotify? You can check right
Yes,
now.
I can. I have my laptop.
I'll check.
I have my handy dandy laptop. How do you check that?
Yeah, but
so this is
Swift,
of the moment.
Yours is Taylor Swift. Mine's the same. Mine is. I swear to God, mine's Beso or Beso, whatever, and so is Rebecca's.
My top three are. This is. So,
I'm shook.
Yeah, girl. When I fixate on a song, I fixate on a song.
No, but it's so weird that ours is with the same height, the same obsession with the same song.
Beso, One Margarita, and Mastermind.
Okay, well, I'm
because I am a
about my
mastermind.
third one, and we were only playing it the last time we were going to the SZA concert because we thought it was going to come out, so I'm not going to put that.
There's
in.
Taylor Swift and SZA and Rosalia is
Mine's,
like, look at that, the girls.
Mine's Rosalia.
I'm doing it for the girls.
Beso, and then Friends by Chase Atlantic. Do you listen to them?
No.
They're good.
My friend was listening.
Shout out to you, friend. I don't know who
Shout
you are.
Shout out to you,
right
friend.
now.
You know who you are,
Slay,
and
though.
thanks for this. So she said she was listening to the podcast. This is like her feedback. She said she was listening to the podcast. She's not a Love Island girly, so she started listening and she heard the Love Island chat, and it kind of gave her the ick a bit. Okay. I was like, Joe, I love the honesty.
Yeah,
she was like,
we love good, honest, critical feedback.
And she said, do you know, when I mentioned like this isn't a Love Island podcast, and she was like, okay, so I eased into it then. And she said, you know, when I was talking about like dreaming about someone cheating, it reminded her of this story. No, not about dreams, right?
No, but you know, a lot of people text me saying about the dream about cheating. They literally only clicked in because of the title, because they said that they had that dream as well, and they found out
this is why cheating. A good title is so important.
Yeah, but go on anyway.
Anyways, so she said it reminded her of this story, and I'm just going to retell the story. So we were younger, and she had a suspicion that the guy she was going out with was cheating.
Okay.
So I don't know, she just had this suspicion. So we were in Abra. And do you remember Bongo?
Oh, the song?
No, like 57848 Bongo.
Oh, yeah. How the fuck did they know so much about it?
How do I know the number?
No, but how do they know so much about it?
Yeah, I don't know. That was kind of creepy.
That was weird. Everyone's like, they look up your Facebook thing, but how the fuck did they know that? Like,
right?
And this was years before AI. Like, that was crazy.
So she texts Bongo her name, and basically the message back was like, Bongo knows that your boyfriend isn't being honest with you, basically that he's cheating.
Oh my God.
So she then texts him being like,
you're cheating on me.
Well, I don't think she said that, but I said, she said, do you have anything to tell me? Or she kind of got in a mood, and then she was like, do you have anything to tell me? And he was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, it was one time.
So Bongo.
So because she texts Bongo, and Bongo said that, she was joking with your man. Like, we were like, oh my God, text him, be like, do you have anything to tell me? Because we thought it was hilarious.
And then they broke up.
Like, we didn't. And your man was like, oh, I only kissed her one time. What? But he kissed her in this location and he is now engaged to that same person.
That's
One thing men have, it's the fucking audacity.
Fucking audacity is
But isn't that a hilarious story? Bongo.
I can't believe Bongo read it.
She found out. Yeah, Bongo literally spilled the tea.
That's crazy. Remember how the fuck I'm freaked out now about Bongo that we were given.
Yeah, I don't know how Bongo, and we didn't have smartphones. It was texting.
It was text message.
It was like a Nokia 3310.
How did it know that shit? Maybe it had access to our contacts.
Kissed her. Bongo found out.
Well, he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, and then he fucking proposed her there because that was where they had their first kiss.
That's ridiculous.
When he was cheating.
Cheeky him.
Is that not fucked?
Really bad. I'm trying to think. Do I have any crazy stories about cheating? I don't think I do, except for the one time when my ex-boyfriend, he used to go missing. Not regularly, but when he would, he'd go missing.
For how long?
And so he would go missing at. I'm really embarrassed actually telling this back from being.
No, because you allowed this.
I allowed this behavior, and now I don't allow it anymore. And I think a lot of the reasons why I'm single to this day is because of this man. Okay. He just was so bad, but he went to meet his boss. He said on a Friday. Because they were having issues with work, so they were having a team meeting.
On a Friday.
Which I thought was weird anyway. And no word from him all day Friday or Saturday. Sunday morning I get a text message off him. And he's like, he'd rolled over. Basically he'd been on the session since the Friday, which I was ick anyway, number one. And I was like, this is crazy. What the hell? And he was like, I can't believe you're insinuating that I cheated on you.
That's what they all say.
The way
the ones that say that are yeah, I know you
don't even get a chance to say that to me because none of my other friends' boyfriends would do this to them. And he was just like, I don't want you to be angry at me. My mom's already angry enough with today. I don't give a shit if your mother's angry at you. I'm fucking pissed. Allow me give me the space to be angry at you. But so I think that was the time. And also at the time, we had a bit of a rocky start in how we ended up actually seeing each other. So at the time I was having all the girls that I knew he was seeing before me view my stories on Instagram.
Lovely.
And now I look back and I think it's a lesson that every girl should take on board when they start seeing a guy. If that happens,
if a new girl starts viewing your stories.
Yeah, because I'm telling you right now, that boy went out with another girl a year later. He was drunk calling me while he was going out with her, drunk texting me. I was ignoring it, and then one day I was like, why do you keep drunk calling and texting me? And I blocked his number. I was like, you need to stop, you have a girlfriend. And he was like, to be honest, I don't remember ringing you at all, whatever. Funny, had the screenshots, the receipts, I had it. And then I had his Instagram blocked because I was like, I was so grateful that this girl had taken him off my hands, because for 4 years straight, to this day, this man was still texting me, and I'd always given him the leeway to be friendly with him, because I was like, I actually, no matter what he put me through, and I've said this previously on the first episode, I will always end, if I can, on good terms with my ex-boyfriends. So I always had a lot of love for him still, as a friend. But when we broke up, I never got with him afterwards. I never kissed him. I never insinuated that we were ever seeing each other again. Nothing. Although he did try. And then while he was seeing this girl, he was drunk calling me, viewing my story from his business page. I was like, I can see you doing that. He was like, I can't remember that, to be honest. But he just didn't want to get caught because he had a girlfriend. So I was in Manchester last year, January or February maybe it could have been March. And I got a message at 4 o'clock in the morning off, who do you think but my ex? And he was like, oh, it's great to see you finally moved to Manchester. I knew you always wanted to move, whatever. And I literally texted him back and I was like, I don't think your girlfriend's going to be happy that you messaged me, to be honest. So yeah, whatever. And he was like, oh no, I'm single now, whatever. So that was that. No more chat. And he texted me again a short while later. And we were talking about it, and it turned out that this time he'd actually broke up with his girlfriend. And I was like, what had happened? And he said, well, we got back. And she went through my phone, and obviously he'd been texting other girls too. So now everything that I think back to our relationship, I'm like, he 100% cheated on me. He had obviously been texting other girls, replying to their stories. She'd gone mad, but she found the messages between me and him, and she was like, you were texting your ex, and your ex wasn't having a fucking bar of you. I'm scared for you. And to this day, I'm like, girl,
I love that.
Love that.
I
I
love
love that
that.
you know that I wouldn't have done
Yeah,
that.
I love
had
that
a
she knows that
girlfriend.
like the girl code with the you were like, you have a girlfriend, what are you doing?
I had to block his number. At one point I was actually going to write to her being like, please get your boyfriend to stop fucking ringing me. Like, but I was like, this isn't... If
I think
she
it's
is
a
actually
problem.
so helpless in that situation. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But like, to this day then, like, now he has another girlfriend. This is why he gets around, God bless him. I have nothing bad to say about him. It sounds like I'm actually giving out about him still. We actually ended
You're
up
like,
being really good friends.
You're
in the
going to
end
make
of
me
it.
cut this whole segment.
Maybe I will, but just in case, we'll cut it up in small bits. But he made we actually ended up being really, really good friends by the end of it, because I told him, like, you really need to sort this shit out. Like, no
You
girl's
can't
gonna
be
love
doing
you.
this.
No girl's gonna love you the way you are at the moment. And it was true, they wouldn't have. So then he started going out with the girl that
He's with now.
he's with now. And he added me to his close friends to show me her. And I was like, man, like, your girlfriend does not want your ex-girlfriend in your close friends to see that you have a girlfriend. Like,
Do you
I
know
don't
what?
care.
They
Like,
always come back or their lives get worse.
I say this to everyone all the time.
I
Always
have
come
never
back or
not
their
had
life
a
gets
man
worse.
come back.
Mm.
Like, whether or not
You want them to or not.
he ended it finally or I ended it, they've always come back.
Or whether you want them to come back or not, they're going to come back. Or
They're-
their life will go
They're going to
exponentially
come
worse.
back, or you're going to be like, I don't actually, like, that's a thing.
It's crazy. But yeah, I was not mad. That story, I was like, it's crazy when you think about it. But boys, what can you do? Can't live with them. Can't live without them.
But and on that note, we have been recording
For 2 hours
for
straight.
2 hours.
And it's probably going to be an hour.
So I hope you enjoyed this week's episode.
Thanks for listening to us.
We're 3 weeks in. I'm
We are
proud of
3
us.
weeks in. I'm proud of us too. I wish we were doing it sooner though.
I know. I want everyone to subscribe, to give us a rating on Spotify. We're getting more ratings. We love to see it.
Love to see it.
5 stars on Apple. Subscribe to the YouTube. Share it on your story if you're feeling generous.
Follow us on Instagram.
Follow us on Instagram. Just
We
do what
actually
you
need to up
can.
the ante on that Instagram
We do.
page.
I was actually thinking that. We
just
need
start
to like
posting
have
really
it more
funny
planned.
content.
Yeah.
I
I
think
have
it'll be
loads
funny.
of reels. I just need to do them.
Yeah, the reels would be funny, but I also
Yeah.
want to post really funny memes to the page as well, which are like
Okay.
appropriate for certain episodes.
I love that.
I'm
Okay.
a meme girl. So guys, thank you so much.
Hasta la vista, bitches.
Adios.
Ciao.
I'm sorry, where's my glass? Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.